We're on the post-lunch session wherein we're going to have a keynote. Well, the automation and the future of work in Indonesia, the Indonesian President Joko Widodo said that the government is determined to transform Indonesia into the Industry 4.0 economy to fully capture the productivity boost of automation. Indonesia's government, business community, and educational institutions must work together in a concerted way to adapt to the needs of the changing world. Another important segment is customer experience, which is becoming more important than ever to Indonesian consumers and businesses. Well, joining us on the keynote is Pandu Sastrowardoyo, the founder and CIO DeBio.network slash Blocksphere, CIO Blockchain Indonesia, who's joining us. Well, Pandu is an IT and a blockchain consultant and has co-founded multiple blockchain companies, including Blockchain Zoo and Blocksphere. Thank you so much, Pandu, for giving us your valuable time today at the World AI Show Jakarta. We really value your presence today. I'd now request you to join us on the stage and screen, and to all our delegates viewing us live, if you have any questions to our eminent speaker, do type it in the Q&A tab. Over to you, Pandu.
All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys can see me now. I'm presenting my screen, and on your screen, you should see a profile of myself. My name is Pandu Sastrowardoyo. I call myself a decentralized transhumanist. Basically, I am very passionate about decentralized technologies, one of which is, of course, blockchain. And I've actually built two consulting companies, blockchain consulting companies, which were listed in Gartner. This is Blockchain Zoo and also Blocksphere, where I'm active now. I used to work for IBM for 6 years. I was in P&G for about a year, but my background is actually quite different from a lot of you. I'm blockchain, of course, but I'm also doing some biology. Basically, I was an environmental engineer, and I have several certifications from Johns Hopkins and UC San Diego for bioinformatics and genomic data science. So I'm going to share a bit more about what I'm going to be speaking about, but you can add me actually on Instagram, GitHub, or Parler at Decentricity. Okay, so I'm going to skip over to just Blocksphere, and I'm not going to spend too long on Blocksphere. This is not a Blocksphere ad, but this is actually also a very interesting company that I created. The Blocksphere company actually is a proud partner of Consensus. It actually, Consensus is actually the caretaker of Hyperledger Besu, and it's also listed in Gartner. We've done a lot of work for a lot of companies in Indonesia. The logos are seen there. And I'd like to also explain to you guys about the association that I have. The association actually has a lot of members. 22 members in total, and these 22 members are also shown here. We actually helped cryptocurrencies, crypto assets become legal in Indonesia. We helped the Indonesian government regulate crypto exchanges. We helped create 22.671 trillion of crypto transactions in Indonesia just for Q3 2020, which is interesting. And this is only for one of the exchanges. And so the ecosystem is big. There's a lot of technologies in there as well. There's protocols, there's projects, there's consulting and development, there's a lot of companies. So I come from that side of the aisle, basically, in terms of technologies. Now, today, of course, we're talking about AI. And one of the things that we need to talk about is the data problem, and particularly the data problem of centralization. What am I talking about? I'm going to basically flashback to, like, a lot of people have seen this. If you went to a computing university, like computer science, you would actually be able to see this a lot. There's a lot of cycles in the computing field, and one of the cycles is what I call the recentricity cycle. From decentralized technologies, something that is very decentralized, like just electronic accounting machines, to a more centralized way of doing computing, like mainframe computers. Then going back to basically decentralization, which is more the personal computing revolution, and then centralized again with the client server model. And of course, this is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We have known this for a while. A lot of people in the computing science, in the compute science perspective have seen this, and we've tried to solve a lot of things. Now, blockchain is, of course, the most recent one, and it is also the most unique, I would say, because it not only solves the problem from a computing perspective, but also from a value perspective as well. So we're going to actually be speaking about blockchain here, but before I go to that, I would like to speak about the problem of centralization. There are many pain points to centralization. One of the main pain points is actually security. Now, a lot of you probably are listening from Singapore, not just from Jakarta, or you've been to Singapore, and you've probably been in hospitals in Singapore, maybe. And in 2018, a medical data hack hit Singapore. In that data hack, the Prime Minister was also hit. Okay. Also in the region, in Indonesia, actually, one of Indonesia's largest online stores got hacked as well. Now, these records are hacked, of course, because, well, of issues, but also one of the main issues is that these data are in one database that is centralized. So here's the thing. There's something called the honeypot problem of centralization. Now, when you build a honeypot, it attracts hackers. Sometimes you don't want to build a honeypot, but because your systems are centralized, it becomes a honeypot. It becomes very interesting to hackers. Once that a database is breached, then a lot of data get breached. Blockchain does not do that. Like that is the decentralization of blockchain stops that from happening because each data point can have their own private keys. Second part is bias. Now, I'm representing this with social media. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all the major social medias of the world. Right now, a lot of people are saying that it's biased. There's a lot of bias that is political as well. A lot of people think that social media bias is a problem. And there's a lot of people who actually saw that coming years ago. Back in 2016, by a 3-to-1 margin, the public saw media bias in favor of one of the candidates. A lot of people, the business insiders, are concerned about political interference actually on tech platforms. And this is extremely concerned is about 45%, very concerned is about 20%. Now, there's whistleblowers are coming out in terms of interference in elections. Now, these are unelected people. These are not people who are who we chose to basically rule our lives or our politics. Yet, there are many things within social media and within other platforms as well, within search and within other technologies that are actually quite biased. At least they were accused of being biased. And there are papers available as well. Now, the question is the solution blockchain? Now, my argument is that it is blockchain. You might want to listen to why. Here's the thing. Blockchain, when it's done right, it actually eliminates the role of third parties. It eliminates the role of third parties to record transactions. It replaces the third parties with the entirety of all of the participants, which means anything that happens in terms of altering data and basically grabbing data and actually having control over the data is distributed, which means that even if you're an administrator of a blockchain node, you wouldn't be able to see all of the data in the node that you host, which is very unlike centralized paradigms. When you do a centralized paradigm, you're an admin, you control the data within your database and within your node, which is, of course, what happened with Snowden. Snowden in the NSA was not a super hacker. He was just an admin in the NSA. What happened there was that he took all of the data and he also deleted the logs. That's insane, actually, because when you're talking about intelligence, when you're talking about the intelligence industry, you need to anticipate what's going to happen. Now, that deletion of the logs, because of him being an admin, is something that you cannot do in a blockchain system, because everything that you put in, first of all, is untamperable. And secondly, Snowden
Hello. Pandu, we're not able to hear you right now. Can you resolve on your audio, please? There's a slight issue. I'm not able to hear you. Hello? Yeah, Pandu, there's some issue, audio issue from your end. Could you resolve that? Uh, I'm so sorry, Pandu, we're not able to hear you now. There's a slight audio issue. Apologies on that. Apologies, Pandu, we're not able to hear you right now. Can you try and say something again? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with this we have to resolve the issue, else moving on to our next panel discussion in a few minutes. Thank you so much.